On my very first day at the archery team, the coach slapped me across the head. He scolded me for using the wrong form and said I was the worst archer he had ever seen. The teammates laughed at me for not even knowing the basics. The coach demonstrated his shooting style and ordered me to copy it exactly. I didn't argue back. What they didn't know was that I had been practicing archery since childhood, using my own technique. I had never lost an important competition, but the reason I joined this team was because I had a crush on the team's assistant. To stay on the team, I had no choice but to train using the coach's technique. But after changing my form, I couldn't even hit the bullseye. The next day, I deliberately used my own shooting style in front of the coach. The coach was furious when he saw it. He yelled at me for not following his technique and said I would never become a successful archer. I insisted on using my own shooting style, but the coach immediately took away my chance to compete. Luckily, the assistant begged the coach to give me another chance, and I was allowed to compete again. But there was one condition: I had to use his shooting style in the competition. The competition finally arrived. When we found out our opponents were the champions for 5 years in a row, everyone became nervous, but I didn't even see them as a threat. The opponent was as strong as expected, hitting perfect tens repeatedly. But with the coach's technique, I couldn't perform at my true level. As the match continued, the opponent's score was already far ahead. They had started celebrating their victory, and my teammates were certain I was going to lose. The next second, I put on my headphones. I decided to win the match my own way. To everyone's shock, I hit perfect tens again and again, bringing the match down to the final round. But just then, the rain suddenly poured down. The opponent was affected by the rain and only managed to score a 9. I couldn't help but feel nervous. Feeling everyone's encouragement, I calmed myself down. I adjusted my breathing and strength, then released my final arrow. It flew straight into the tail of my previous arrow. I won the competition, and finally won the assistant's heart as well.